Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Time for tarot scopes again, and we're going to be doing the tarot scopes for the sign of Virgo. That's Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising. I'm going to be using the Druid Craft Tarot. And as we look at the month ahead, October is the 10th month, and so the nature of the 10 is happening. And for all of us, if we add the 10 vibration of the month and the 6 vibration of the universal year, October is the Tower month. So there is going to be revelation. Now, for you personally, Virgo, your ruling planet Mercury is actually stationing direct on the 2nd of October. So whereas September might have felt like you were a little behind the 8 ball when it comes to communications and details and getting things working again, maybe some issues with appliances or computers or stuff like that, things will start to look up for you in October. It does take a while once Mercury goes direct to actually to pick up speed, but information and the things that you need to get the information that you need, the details that need to be worked out, and all of that will start moving forward. It's just going to take a little time, so patience is definitely a virtue at this time. So Mercury moves direct Saturn, the structure of our consciousness also moves stations direct. That happens on the 23rd, I think. And Pluto goes direct on the 8th. So there's a lot of shifting energy. And of course, Pluto and Saturn are the planets associated with power and with justice and with the rule of law and things like that. So if you've been above board, you're okay. If you haven't, you might be a little worried. Most Virgos are pretty cautious. My father is a Virgo, and he was an accountant, like the best kind of accountant that you can have, right? Unless you want to cheat, and then they don't do that. They have that purity of heart thing going on, and it's like they wouldn't even consider cheating because they could get caught. They know that that's about. So there's some healthy fear in Virgo when it comes to doing the wrong thing. So what are you doing, Virgo? You're at a time of illumination, big illuminations at this time. The lightning struck tower is an awakening. You've had an awakening. Now, this is sometimes a destructive force. Sometimes the tower knocks you on your butt, and one day you're one thing, the next day you're on your butt and you're surrounded by the rubble of your life. That can happen with the tower. But I think that happens when there's levels of tower moments that some can be totally devastating. But others, because you've been searching and knowing that there's a moment of realization, and you've been applying yourself to your awakening, then the tower doesn't have to quite throw you as far or as hard down. So let's see the challenge to this awakening. The Prince of Swords, there's somebody around that's not being ethical, perhaps. The Tower and the Prince of Swords is a pretty serious combination of energies. There are maybe forces around you that are not well-meaning. So you need to guard against that. You need to guard against the impulsive. You need to guard against the angry. You need to guard against the vicious, because the Prince of Swords, in its most negative sense, can be the bringer of chaos, at the spearhead of an attack. So perhaps you feel like something that is part of the structure of who you are is under attack right now. Let's see what's at the root. We have the 10 of Cups at the root. The 10 of Cups is an interesting card, right? You can feel like somebody's trying to attack your happiness. Let's continue. In the past, we have the King of Cups. King of Cups is a helpful energy. He is a king who understands the need to take care of his subjects. He's not always the most evolved emotionally, but I think his sense of in that how he deals with his anger. There can be issues with how he deals with his anger. This is somebody who could be an alcoholic, for example, somebody who drowns the anger, somebody who um, what's the word I'm looking for? Not stunt, blunts the angry tendency with drink. It's also a father. It's a father influence. Okay, let me keep going. I'm getting a sense. Yeah, in the sky we have the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak. Heartbreak. Hold on. Let me continue. And your immediate future is a Five of Wands. So this is what's coming through to me right now. And this might be specifically for one person who has to hear this. I almost feel like you had a certain vision of your family growing up and all of that stuff. And I feel like maybe there was some alcohol addiction on the part of the like fraternal side of the family, the father side of the family. Perhaps there was something has been illuminated around somebody not doing what was right, and it sort of has shaken what you believed about your childhood, or what you believed about what it was like when you were a child, disrupted maybe your sense of safety, um, in a realization that sort of came to you in a flash. In the sky is the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is about sorrow and mourning to a certain extent, but it's also a card of freedom, because the third sword comes in and breaks the stalemate. There's a new realization that comes out of it, and it's necessary. So the immediate future, we have the Five of Wands. There could be some disruption, some argumentation. People, when things get chaotic, people start to like worry about their own individual safety, perhaps, or their own individual view of a situation, and it can cause a lot of disruption. That's why sometimes it's really thunder. That's why sometimes it's really hard to be the person that uncovers like a family secret, because suddenly you're the bad guy for uncovering it, and yet it was somebody in the family that perpetrated it, and you're not really the bad guy, you're just the person who's calling it out. And that can be a challenging place to be. And I don't know if this resonates for anybody out there, but that's what I'm seeing in these cards as a possible read. You're seen as the Princess of Wands. You are giving a message. You're giving a message. And the Princess of Wands is the arbiter of spirit in a way. She brings the messages from spirit. So people may not be too thrilled about what you have to say, but there's this sense of having to have said it. I couldn't say that slow, and perhaps I got it wrong, but it's a good thing you said it, but it's not been easy for you. So in the domestic situation, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is family legacy. It's legacy money. Perhaps you're concerned that, you know, exposing something in the family may cause you to miss out on the legacy. But what I would say with the legacy card there is, I think ultimately for you, it's not going to be where, I can't believe you said that, you're out of the family kind of thing. Let's continue and see what else. Hopes and fears, the King of Wands. This is hope to be your own person, to, you know, forge your own path. In a negative sense, the King of Wands can be a very like physically abusive kind of energy. And so maybe you fear that. It kind of depends on the situation. We have the Seven of Cups coming up, and as the outcome. It's not, whatever this isn't going to clear up within the month of October. There's still decisions to be made. The Seven of Cups, to a certain extent, is about choices. What are you going to choose? Do you choose yourself? Do you choose a relationship over you? Do you, it is an 11 vibration in the system that I use with the numerology and the Kabbalah. And sometimes 11, if you look at it from a negative perspective, is somebody who gives their power away in relationships. So the choice of, are you going to stand your ground, so to speak, or are you going to acquiesce in order to keep your relationships from blowing up? And then I pulled a card, see if I can get a major arcana and the Fool. So this is a time when you have to decide if you're going to speak up, and if you do, there are going to be consequences. But it's an important part of your journey to move forward. You want to get through this. You want to live in what is, instead of what you hoped it would be, or what somebody else told you it was. But maybe it was a part of you that's like, that kind of sounds familiar, but there's something else going on here. I mean, we know what we know, right? Let's see what's underneath it. The King of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and the Princess of Pentacles. It's all about money. There's some issue around money here. Of course, the King holds all the cards with the money. The Six is about distributing it equally. And then the Page is sort of like making your own money, new starts around money, new projects. It may be time for you to come out of the shadow of your family and start making your own legacy, but one based on the truth. There's a thought for you. All right, I hope that was helpful, Virgo. It was pretty intense. I've been doing these for a couple of days now for the tarot scopes, and I haven't seen a single reading that wasn't intense. We're living in intense times, and so decisions are being made, wounds are being healed, things are being revealed. Cosmic justice is working her magic. The goddess Mot, the goddess of justice, is very busy these days. And it's not just for the wealthy or the highly positioned, but it's for all of us. It's for all of us. As above, so below. As within, so without. Have yourself a wonderful month. Don't be afraid to move out of an old paradigm and move into a new one. We're all doing it. You can do it. And it's good to do it on your own terms, based on what's important to you in your life and how you want to live it, how you want to build it. All right, guys, take care. If you would like a reading with me, you can reach me at my website, thesiegeoftransformation.com. Go to the services page. That's where I have my readings listed. If you've never had a reading with me, I do astrology, Kabbalah, and numerology readings. Combination reading. It's very interesting. It's very in-depth. It's very revealing. And if you this is the first time, I would suggest an hour and a half reading. And if you've seen me before and you just want an update or see what's going on or what the heck's going on, you can always get an hour reading. But it's up to you. You're paying for my time, and we can talk about, what it is that needs to be addressed. All right, guys, take care. Much love. Namaste. And I'll see you next month. Take it easy.